KMTV Action 3 News Live at 10 starts now with breaking news.
Let's get right to that breaking news tonight. They got him. A runaway suspect is in police custody tonight and now faces criminal charges in 2 states. Omaha police arrested fugitive Adam Thomas, this guy right here, near 47th and Center tonight. Cops say he did not resist arrest, but he did have meth on him. Investigators found a stolen car with 2 handguns, a semi-automatic rifle, and a large amount of ammunition. Police believe Thomas stole the guns in the Omaha area. Thomas was on the run for 3 nights. Police in Council Bluffs accuse him of running from a police cruiser in the Baumgars parking lot earlier this week, then hitting an officer with his getaway pickup. But again, they caught him in Omaha tonight. It's been the hottest political issue in Nebraska for all of 2015, and it will continue for another year: the death penalty. The legislature voted to end capital punishment in May, but supporters of capital punishment have officially kept it alive. Reporter Kelly Bartnick is live in the News Center with details tonight. Kelly.
Craig, it has been 4 months. Kelly Bartnick, Action 3 News.
New at 10 on KMTV. People went to the hospital after a bad crash at 40th and Ames tonight. Firefighters extricated the drivers after 2 cars collided. Each driver claimed the other guy swerved over the center line. You see a lot of the wreckage right there. 2 people in 1 car suffered potentially serious injuries. We do not know if they were wearing seatbelts. Omaha police hope surveillance video will lead them to a pair of robbery suspects. The clerk told police he was taking out the trash around 11 o'clock Sunday night when this happened at the Petromart near 52nd and Northwest Radial Highway. 2 men with a gun forced him back into the store right there. They robbed money from the register, then ran. See the full surveillance footage on our website, KMTV.com. Updating a story we brought you on KMTV Action 3 News live at 5. If you're heading downtown this weekend, the state parking garage is now open for public parking at 13th and Harney. It's a $2 flat fee, while the 2 city garages near the old market are $1 an hour. This is the first weekend the city of Omaha is enforcing meters on Saturday from 9 in the morning until 9 at night. Parking at 3-hour meters in the old market now costs $1.25 an hour. Tonight, the axe has begun to fall at ConAgra. More than 3 dozen workers received the bad news this afternoon. Layoff notices went out to 40 employees in the Information Technology Division. ConAgra has also begun offering early retirement to some workers as it tries to cut costs before its big move to Chicago. A company email says that it will inform all of the workers losing their jobs by early November. Folks who live near Seymour Smith Park in Omaha are saying "not in my backyard" to a proposed salvage yard. Pink Grading wants the city to rezone a 50-acre plot of land near 60th and Harrison so it can then turn part of the north end into a scrapyard. It also plans to crush rocks there in the summer. Neighbors are concerned about the noise and traffic it would create.
Potholed all over the place, I'm sure because of all the trucks. And there's going to be a lot more trucks once they build this new thing, so somebody needs to maintain the road.
Dozens of residents have signed a petition hoping to keep the industrial park from being built. The issue is scheduled to go before the Omaha City Council on Tuesday. The street in front of Benson High School now bears the name of a well-known coach and teacher. This afternoon, the city unveiled a sign renaming a section of 52nd Street Scotty Orcutt Way. Orcutt was a longtime basketball and baseball coach at Benson High until his retirement in 1970. His son was there today for the honor. Many of you are finalizing your fantasy football lineups tonight for Week 6 of the NFL. But for daily fantasy sports moneymakers, including DraftKings and FanDuel, it could be game over unless they get the proper license. Vladimir Duthier has the story.
Still has it.
Continue to participate in it.
In a statement, DraftKings said it strongly disagrees with the decision. FanDuel is terribly disappointed. They will be shutting down their sites in Nevada, at least for now. A California highway remains clogged following a huge mudslide. How long it could take for crews to reopen it. And so broke it cannot afford to pay the people who won lottery money fair and square. What else the state of Illinois is delinquent on? Next. Have you heard about this? Due to a budget battle, the state of Illinois is not paying lottery winners. And it turns out, not paying its power bill either. Springfield's city-owned utility sent the state, get this, a disconnection notice because it's $3 million behind on its electricity bill for state buildings in the capital city. The state is typically behind, usually not more than 60 days. However, the utility says it's unlikely that it will shut off power to the Capitol. Workers are digging out cars after a mudslide closed highways and stranded drivers in Southern California. Hundreds of trucks and cars are stuck. Look at this. Wow. On Route 58, amazing torrential rain triggered powerful mudslides that trapped drivers in less than 15 minutes. People say it was like quicksand.
We thought we were going to get buried alive in the mud. We just thought it was done. The mud was coming down so fast and the car filled up so fast.
Can you imagine? I mean, that is so scary. Crews are using bulldozers to dig out cars. The rainstorm left behind 60 million gallons of mud and debris to clean up in Los Angeles County alone. Look at that flow. Amazingly, there are no reports of serious injuries or deaths. All right, Jim, we had a gorgeous Friday.
Right.
What you say tonight? Look out for the cold yet again?
Another chilly night ahead of us, Craig. In terms of sensible weather, though, no showers in the forecast going in the weekend. Let's check Threat Tracker Wednesday with readings there around 70. Craig?
All right, great football weather this weekend.
Yep,
and with that,
good.
Game night is next. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, folks.
Now on KMTV Action 3 News, searching for an out-of-control driver. The tense situation that had cops firing their guns and a suspect scrambling. Also, fiery crash involving farm equipment, where a truck with a combine burst into flames, and how other drivers made a heroic rescue. And evicted. The city of Omaha runs out of patience with a riverfront restaurant owner who did not pay his tab. Tonight, the future options for a location that's now on a losing streak.
KMTV Action 3 News live at 10 starts now with breaking news.
Let's get right to that breaking news near Benson. A driver injured after slamming his car into an apartment building. Reporter Andrea Flores is live at 87th and Boyd with the very latest tonight. Andrea.
Craig, well, I'm just going to go ahead and Andrea Flores, KMTV Action 3 News.
They had him and he got away. Tonight, Council Bluffs police are on the hunt for a suspect who was able to elude capture after he was already in the squad car. The guy is on the loose tonight after he made a daring getaway in a pickup truck. Take a good look who they are looking for. 27-year-old Adam Thomas peeled out of a parking lot at Sherwood Plaza on East Canesville Boulevard, according to police, late this afternoon. We just learned that police will search through the night for this guy. They think he's driving a light blue Chevy with pinstriping. It's a full-size four-door pickup truck. Reporter Nick Starling is live in Council Bluffs tonight with the very latest on this story. Nick.
Craig, it is a much quieter. Nick Starling, KMTV Action 3 News.
An Omaha double murder suspect is behind bars in Arizona tonight, and we're learning new information about his arrest in Mesa. The U.S. Marshals Service revealed tonight that Michael Nolt was buying ammunition at a store when authorities spotted him. Get this, they zapped him with a stun gun. Nolt will stay in an Arizona jail until his extradition hearing in 2 weeks. Investigators here in Omaha believe he killed two people at a party last weekend at 45th and Curtis. The feds say he has an extensive criminal record, including fraud and battery. New at 10, Omaha police are giving out $25,000 to the person who helped crack a cold case in Omaha. Somebody found Barbara Gonzalez dead in an alley near 51st and W in July of 2010. Last April, a tip finally came through. Officers booked Kevin Mariscal for murder. He was already in Tecumseh State Prison on unrelated charges. Tonight, Omaha police approved the $25,000 payout to the tipster. Tonight, two people are dead after a fiery crash near Fremont that involved a huge truck and farming equipment. In the midst of it all, a heroic rescue. Reporter Kelly Bartnick is live at the Dodge County Sheriff's Office, I should say, tonight. Kelly, what's the latest out there?
Craig, it was a massive Kelly Bartnick Action 3 News.
All right, incredible images there. It was the explosion that shook the Omaha riverfront last spring. Now an Omaha rail car cleaning company could be forced to pay a huge fine. OSHA cited Nebraska Rail Car Cleaning Services for 33 safety violations and proposed a $1 million fine. Two workers, Dallas Folk and Adrian Lepore, died in the April blast while cleaning a tanker car. Remember this? OSHA investigators say the company blatantly ignored warning signs of a serious risk of an explosion before sending the two men inside the tanker. Our meteorologist Tim Flowers is here, and we had a gorgeous day weather-wise in Omaha, but you say look out for colder temperatures on the horizon.
Exactly. As we start out the weekend, Craig, well, temperatures will be turning around.
All right, very good, Jim. We'll see you then. Call it Riverfront Blues in downtown Omaha for the second time this month, and Omaha business is moving out. Only this time, the city is pushing them. Reporter Andrea Flores spoke with a commercial real estate expert who says it's time for the city to take a hard look at the future of the riverfront.
It was supposed to be.
Andrea Flores reporting for us tonight. Omaha Mayor Gene Stothard released a statement today saying this: the city has worked with Mr. Markell for 2 years to help the store's trophy room succeed, but he has not complied with the very generous lease terms. We have terminated the lease agreement due to the owner's failure to meet his financial obligations. And this was a real shame. It was the end of the line tonight for a symbol of joy in La Vista. Crews began removing the 55-foot holiday tree near 84th and Harrison. Look. City leaders and families gathered to say goodbye to the famous holiday tree. For years, it had been the center of La Vista's holiday lighting ceremony. There it goes, Tim Burr, right? A vandal damaged the tree in 2008, and it never fully recovered. The spruce has been slowly dying from the bottom up. They will light a new holiday tree in November. The suspect in the deadly shooting at Northern Arizona University now faces a lighter charge. Prosecutors are no longer pursuing first-degree murder counts. What prompted them to change the crime? And flood victims in South Carolina are getting a better look at the job they face as they try to rebuild their lives there. The items people need after the epic flooding. The suspected gunman at Northern Arizona University faces lesser charges tonight for killing a fellow student. Police filed a formal complaint against Stephen Jones for second-degree murder instead of first-degree. Investigators say the deadly crime was not premeditated last week. The 20-year-old victim will be laid to rest in Maryland on Friday. A New York couple faces manslaughter charges. Investigators accuse them of causing their son's death at a Sunday night church gathering. Listen to this. The couple's teenage sons were in a counseling session at World of Life Christian Church in New Hartford. Their parents and other congregation members beat the brothers for hours, telling them to confess their sins and seek forgiveness. The 19-year-old died. The 17-year-old is in serious condition. 4 other church members face assault charges. People in South Carolina have a better idea of what they need in order to recover from massive floods, if they ever can. Today, Governor Nikki Haley, who you saw right there in the middle, called it a 1,000-year level of rain. Workers need tools to clean up the muddy mess, still incredibly watery there. Babies and children need clothing. Families could really use gloves, safety glasses, and bleach to dig out of the mess and try to salvage whatever they can. 17 people died after the massive floods roared through South Carolina. Wow. All right, meteorologist Tim Flowers is here, and we switch gears to talk about the cold. Exactly. We've got some of the coldest air of the season moving in tomorrow night, and as we head into the weekend. Let's take a look at Threat Tracker. All right, that record high on Sunday is a distant memory at this point. It really is. Wow. A raging wildfire is burning east of the Texas state capitol. How many homes it has destroyed. Plus, many of the firefighters who battle California wildfires are prison inmates. The surprising number of violent offenders who are actually in the program. Well, this caught our attention. It turns out a large number of California's inmate firefighters have violent backgrounds. Some lawmakers are calling for an oversight hearing after learning 1,400 of the state's 4,000 inmate firefighters who battle wildfires just like that were convicted of violent offenses. Officials previously claimed that only non-violent inmates were allowed in the program, but those violent offenders have been serving since the 1990s. A wildfire in central Texas has destroyed at least 9 homes. Lots of smoke there. The fire about 30 miles east of Austin has grown to more than 3 square miles. Firefighters only have it about 10% contained tonight. The inferno forced the evacuation of neighborhoods and a campground at a park. It's another problem with the Husker defense that has gone relatively unnoticed. The turnover troubles and why it's so hard for Nebraska to get their hands on the ball. That's next in sports. Now on KMTV Action 3 News, downtown parking rate outrage. Who feels singled out by this week's hike and how much more it will cost them? Also wrestled to the ground. The scuffle inside a convenience store, why the manager took matters into his own hands, and the man cops ended up arresting. And a reunion that spans decades. The men who shared memories tonight of going to war with Germany, confronting communism, and taking on tyranny.
KMTV Action 3 News live at 10 starts now.
For the first time this weekend, people will have to plug the meter when parking in downtown Omaha. A new, more expensive policy went into effect this week. It's designed to keep people coming and going rather quickly. Good evening, I'm Craig Nigrelli. Jen is off tonight. The mayor believes it will mean more customers for businesses. But one group tells us the new parking rules will cost them more than just a few extra quarters. New tonight, Andrea Flores has parking panic downtown.
From hourly rate increases, Andrea Flores, KMTV Action 3 News.
And here are the parameters. You now have to plug the meter from 9 in the morning until 9 at night, Monday through Saturday. In the old market, those 3-hour meters cost $1.25 an hour, up from 75 cents. New tonight, 2 people injured after a shooting near 31st and Hamilton in Omaha. Police found one victim at the scene, shot in the hand, around 7:30 tonight. This was the scene right here. While cops investigated that scene, a walk-in victim showed up at CHI Creighton. He had a gunshot wound to the thigh. Both injuries are not life-threatening. Officers searched the neighborhood, knocking on doors, trying to find the shooter. Just hours earlier, another shooting at 38th and Charles injured 2 victims. Omaha police say the shots came from different directions. Paramedics took one victim to the hospital. The other went in a private car. Both are expected to survive. An Omaha robbery suspect is scheduled to be in court tomorrow morning. 21-year-old Ronald Strickland faces a bunch of charges. It appears he chose the wrong place to pick a fight. Watch, we learned new information tonight. There was another victim outside the convenience store. Investigators say Strickland went into the K&J grocery store at 33rd and California. The manager's wife was working behind the counter. He says Strickland pointed a gun at her head and demanded money. This is what happened next. A scuffle. The manager took action, putting the guy in a bear hug.
They don't care about anybody. The way I look at it, he don't care. He don't care about his life, be honest with you. And you put a gun in front of my wife? Oh, come on, man. Any man is going to do the same thing I did.
And Danny did, if you will. Strickland was able to break free and run out of the store. Police say he then ran up to a woman in a car and pointed a gun at her. She drove off. Cops later arrested him at 31st and Dodge.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
My meteorologist Jim Flowers is here, and the cold is moving in.
Boy, if you've been out this evening, you certainly know it, Craig. Temperatures are beginning to fall. Let's show you the latest. I'll have that coming up, Craig.
All right, Jim, we'll see you then. Frost and freeze. Yikes. It's that time of year. Parents in North Omaha met with community leaders tonight, hoping to give their kids a better school experience. Howard Kennedy Elementary has historically been a low-performing school. Part of the 75 North Revitalization Project makes curriculum changes to jumpstart student achievement. The new principal asked parents for ideas tonight. The 75 North project already includes new housing and a community enrichment center near 30th and Lake. Many of the kids from Kennedy Elementary might otherwise never get a chance to have their teeth cleaned, but tonight there was a big dental donation. Kelly Bartnick was at the school and is here to explain. Kelly.
Craig, today's free dental clinic, Kelly Bartnick, Action 3 News.
You're right. That is a great program. Whoever thought flossing would be fun? Tonight, Council Bluffs police are still on the hunt for a man who tried to ram an officer with his truck. Investigators found the pickup, but they believe this guy right here, 27-year-old Adam Thomas, stole 2 other cars while on the run today. A Council Bluffs police officer shot at Thomas after he escaped from a cop car yesterday afternoon. Police had arrested him for fraud at the Baumgar store on East Canesville. More than 16 million Americans fought for our country during World War II. Tonight, only a fraction are still alive. In Omaha, a group of them came together for a reunion and to share their experiences. New tonight, reporter Nick Starling has their very interesting stories.
With a movie camera.
Veterans to make the trip, and Craig, next year, it's in St. Louis.
Where was it tonight? Doubletree downtown.
Doubletree Hotel downtown, yeah.
Some incredible stories, and
Absolutely.
I looked it up just like the organizers said. We're losing them every day. I think 492 on average dying per day.
Amazing.
It's eye-popping, so good to get their message out tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, Nick.
Thank you.
Firefighters continue to struggle against a raging wildfire in central Texas. How many homes the flames have destroyed, and the action the governor is now taking. And torrential rains triggered flash flooding as well as mudslides in Southern California. Tonight, the number of drivers stranded due to lots of water and gunk that you see there. New tonight on KMTV, heavy rain caused flash flooding and mudslides north of Los Angeles this afternoon. Look at that mud creeping along. That is menacing. And take a look at this. You can see a wall of water and mud. A dry river channel in the Angeles National Forest. Cars, vehicles submerged. Unbelievable. A section of I-5 about 40 miles north of downtown Los Angeles is closed tonight. Simply too much water, too fast. Which leads to this. Texas Governor Greg Abbott declared a state of disaster because of a wildfire east of Austin. They could use the water. The fire has burned more than 6 square miles. Look at all the smoke. Flames have burned at least 25 homes. People living in 400 other houses have evacuated. The disaster declaration makes it possible to add manpower and equipment to help communities ravaged by that inferno. All right, meteorologist Jim Flowers is here. We touched on it in the earlier part of the newscast. The cold air that's moving in.
Right.
That's going to be a concern this weekend, huh?
At least tonight and again for tomorrow night. In fact, some folks are getting awfully close to the 30s right now, Craig. We'll start with the threat tracker. It's going to be chilly for the kids at the bus stop, 35 degrees. Craig?
All right, Jim. Furnace tune-up time is here. We'll talk about passing the collection plate, the generous tip a church congregation gave a pizza delivery driver, and why it came in the nick of time. Next. Love this story. A congregation in Ohio decided to practice what they preach, carrying out good deeds. They took an offering to tip a Domino's pizza delivery woman.
From our 3 services combined, we collected this much money. This is $1,000.
Look at that reaction. $1,000 tip. Natasha has a 2-year-old son. The day she delivered to Sycamore Creek Church, the landlord left an eviction notice on her door. Wow, what timing. A dog that refused to leave her friend behind received a high honor from the governor in Washington today. You're about to see Tilly. She was standing guard for her friend Phoebe, who got stuck in a cistern right there. Police there posted the missing dog's photos on social media. Volunteers were out looking for the pooch. Finally, a couple remembered seeing Tilly on their property. That's Tilly right there. Searchers called her name and she barked back. Then she led them to rescue her friend. You follow me? There's the governor. That guy's name is Jay Inslee. He presented Tilly with the Washingtonian of the Day Award for her bravery and loyalty. Wow. Quite a story. Doggy best friends. The Huskers head into Saturday's game against the Gophers with more players banged up. Who won't be in the lineup? And what Coach Riley says Big Red has to do to get back in the win column. Now on KMTV Action 3 News, a tragic crash kills the founder of the Hope Center for Kids in Omaha, his wife and a young man. Tonight, the touching tributes. Also, captured. The Metro Fugitive Task Force hunts down the second man accused of robbing a grandmother at St. Cecilia Cathedral. And Trump talks. The hottest name in politics fills a football stadium tonight. What he said this time.
KMTV Action 3 News live at 10 starts now.
Tonight, the Omaha community continues to mourn the loss of 2 people who left behind a tremendous legacy of giving and ministry. Good evening, I'm Craig Nigrelli. Jen is off tonight. Ty and Terry Schenzel died yesterday in a crash on I-90 in Alexandria, South Dakota. The Schendels were with another couple, Ryan and Emily Rubish. Investigators say a 75-year-old driver of a pickup truck was going the wrong way on the highway and slammed head-on into their car. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. The Schenzels and Ryan Rubish died, as did the pickup driver. Ryan's wife, Emily, was the only survivor. Tonight, she is in stable condition at the hospital. New at 10 on KMTV, hundreds gathered at Waypoint Church on North 48th in Omaha tonight to honor the Schenzels and console each other. Folks packed inside, exchanging hugs, tears, and offering condolences. People took turns talking about their personal experiences with the Schenzels. Many of them are in disbelief about what happened.
They pulled everybody together. They had a lot of things going on, and the kids liked it, and it's gonna miss them.
Ty Schenzel helped build the Waypoint Church. It was once a mobile worship group, but Ty joined as a youth mentor and used his experience to secure ground for a worship center. New at 10 on KMTV, we're hearing from a couple in South Dakota. They desperately tried to help the Schenzels and the Hrubisches after the crash. Robert Mathis and his wife saw and heard the crash. They said it sounded like a rifle going off. Mathis pulled over and ran toward the crash. He and a few others broke a window on a car and pulled somebody out.
By the time we had gotten out and was pretty much engulfed in flames, and there was still one passenger in there, but there was nothing we could do.
Can you imagine? Mathis says a handful of other drivers stopped and also tried to help rescue the victims. Douglas County Treasurer John Ewing knew the Schenzels for about a decade. Ewing serves on the board of the Hope Center for Kids. He says he received a phone call just before 7 this morning telling him about the deadly crash. Ewing told me on KMTV up front at 4, it's a huge loss for the Omaha community.
The thing I liked about Ty and Terry is that they were a team working together at the Hope Center to try and impact the lives of young people. One of the things Ty was very committed to was the fact that he believed that all young people needed a father figure.
Ewing says he and his wife absolutely love the Schenzels, and they are heartbroken tonight. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts issued a statement earlier tonight saying this: Suzanne and I join the greater Omaha community and the people of Nebraska in grieving the loss of Pastor Ty Schenzel and his wife Terry. Their spirit of charity has been a model for many and will serve as their legacy for years to come. The Schenzels told friends earlier this week they were on their way to Mount Rushmore with another couple. Pastor Schenzel had presided at their wedding last year. We are learning more tonight about that couple, including the young man who died. Reporter Kevin Boughton is live for us tonight. Kevin?
And Craig, those who knew Ryan and Emily Hrubisch. Kevin Boughton, KMTV, Action 3 News.
It's a story that led to outrage in Omaha. Two men went into St. Cecilia Cathedral last Sunday and robbed a 76-year-old grandmother. One of the guys slugged her. Today, the Metro Fugitive Task Force caught the second wanted man. They picked up Larry Leggett at a home in North Omaha. On Wednesday, police arrested Wayman Clark. They believe Clark threw the punch and Leggett took the purse. Reporter Emily Zink is live with new information on the second suspect. Emily.
Craig, I'm told Leggett was visiting his newborn son. Or Emily Zink, KMTV Action 3 News.
Continuing coverage tonight on KMTV, the fight to put the future of the death penalty in the hands of Nebraska voters continues. The final push is on. Nebraskans for the death penalty must come up with at least 57,000 valid names by next Thursday to get the issue on the 2016 ballot. Organizers held another petition signing event today and say they received plenty of responses.
It's been a steady stream of traffic. People have been looking for places to sign the petition, and this is a great opportunity for them to sign.
However, opponents have hit the airwaves, encouraging people not to sign the petition. An Omaha woman whose boyfriend savagely beat her is sharing her story with others so they know the signs of an abusive relationship. In February, 30-year-old Paige Vesper met up with 23-year-old Brandon Briggs at a hotel near 108th and L. She was breaking up with him. He beat and choked her. She wound up in the hospital. The Women's Center for Advancement in Omaha says they're seeing more violent incidents just like this.
It's very concerning. I mean, that's a violent person. And sometimes people look at it because they know each other. It's just the relationship. It's not. This is a violent person.
Well, get this. Prosecutors initially charged Briggs with attempted murder, but he pleaded no contest to felony strangulation and evidence tampering. This week, a judge sentenced Briggs to 4 years probation and ordered him to live at the Sienna Francis house. From gyros to feta cheese, a taste of Greece in Omaha this weekend. The Greek Festival kicked off tonight. It's at the new church near Park Avenue and Jackson. Expect plenty of Greek music and food. Organizers tell us volunteers will make more than 2,000 pieces of baklava, 20 gallons of hummus, and tons of Greek salad. The cost, $3 for adults. Kids get in free, and as always, take your appetite. Wildfires continue to rage across the state of Washington. I'll look at the damage and the biggest challenge that firefighters are dealing with next. A group of wildfires in Washington state has exploded in size. Flames are now threatening more than 5,000 homes. So far, the fires have scorched about 160,000 acres. One of the biggest challenges is wind fanning the flames. Firefighters are scrambling to save homes, but one devoured one as cameras rolled.
When that fire is coming towards you, it's like Armageddon.
Earlier today, President Obama declared a state of emergency. The fires killed 3 U.S. Forest Service workers on Wednesday and injured 4 others. All right, meteorologist Jim Flowers is here, and you've been telling us really the latter part of the week to look out for Saturday.
Saturday evening especially, 6 o'clock to about 9 o'clock is the window for severe weather. So get the word out, and let everybody, make you folks at home aware that the threat of severe weather is
not going to last that long, huh?
No, in any one area, maybe an hour. The front's moving that fast, but could bring just about anything. Storm Shield to sign up for that.
All right, pretty easy to understand between 6 and 9 tomorrow night.
Is that window.
Okay, very good, Jim. Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump takes his campaign to the Deep South, where he stopped and how many people went to see him. That's next on KMTV. The number 2 leader of ISIS is dead tonight. That's the word from the Obama administration. The National Security Council says Fadil Ahmad Hayali died in a U.S. military airstrike in northern Iraq this week. Officials say he was the primary coordinator for moving large amounts of weapons and explosives between Iraq and Syria. 2 people are dead after a man walked into a federal building in New York City and opened fire. Police say 68-year-old Kevin Downing walked inside, approached the screening area, and shot a security guard in the head. Paramedics rushed the guard to a hospital. He later died. After shooting him, Downing took his own life. The motive is not yet clear tonight. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump headed to the Deep South tonight. In our Campaign 2016 report, the frontrunner noted that everywhere he goes, he's now on live TV. Reporter Weijia Zhang has more on what else Trump told the crowd.
Mr. Trump will be joining us in just a few minutes.
Donald Trump's private jet.
A new Reuters poll out tonight shows Trump's lead growing over fellow Republicans. He had 32% of those surveyed. Jeb Bush was second with 16%. Ben Carson third at 8%. 2 weeks until the Huskers opener, and tonight the focus is on defense. How Big Red hopes to control the line of scrimmage. Next in sports. All right, we'll be aware of that. A reminder, KMTV Action 3 News is your weather alert station. There's no safer place in a storm. Good night.